How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today I bring you a crazy story about an online workshop, a lecture, some type of indoctrination from the University of Minnesota's School of Social Work. And it's called the 12-Step Recovery Program for Whiteness. Now, this story is absolutely absurd. Shout out to many of you guys for emailing it to me. We got to dive deep into each of the 12 steps. But first, I got to give you a little bit of a preface. They're saying that this thing is modeled after the Alcoholics Anonymous 12 step. You got to admit it's a problem and fix it, all this and that. And the third, and it's going to help you heal from white supremacy, whether you are a white person and you have internalized racism, or you are a non-white person and you don't see whites as superior. Now you got to see them as superior, and that'll really boost your self-esteem all the way to the top. I'm being sarcastic, but that's pretty much how they feel, in my humble opinion. Now, there's a whole lot to this. You can see the entire almost 2-hour webinar about this through the link in the description box, but I'm going to get through each of the 12 steps so we can see exactly what's going on and why this story is truly ridiculous. And here we are. This story is on thecollegefix.com. I'll link to it in the box. Step 1. We admitted that we had been socially conditioned by the ideology of white supremacy. And under that, it says Combs played Combs. That's the person that's having a lecture. White lady that just graduated recently from the same school. So this is kind of a systemic thing. They're talking about systemic racism. Maybe it can be found in academia, if anywhere, but I keep moving. The so-called therapist played a video of a young white girl who was showing drawings of a cartoon child and varying pigments of skin color. When asked which ones had positive characteristics, like pretty or smart, she would point to the white figures. When asked about negative characteristics like mean or ugly, she pointed to the dark figures. Quote, "We have been socially conditioned. White supremacy is in us. It will always be here. We will always have to work against it in this journey of transformation." Now, the question is, okay, why did the young white girl feel that way? Okay, was she taught by her parents? Are her parents racist? Or are her parents racist in a different way? And what I mean by that is, did her parents tell her about this whole idea of white supremacy and why it's bad? Like, why did the little girl think that way? When you're a kid, you generally don't have those kind of thoughts about race unless you are taught it by an outside source beyond yourself. But I'll move right along. Step 2. We came to believe that we would embrace our ignorance as an invitation to learn. Okay, now what does this mean? The therapist decried the fact that people make statements like, "I don't understand why Black Lives Matter has to protest on the highway." What? You don't understand? Like, you don't see why that's a thing people would say? But we continue. If, however, a white person says, quote, "I don't have lived experience that informs me of a risk so great that I will put my body on the line. I have so much I need to learn." Oh, okay, I see. "I wonder where I can go and seek that knowledge." The route is the same. The ignorance, the things that we don't know. So basically, what they're saying is you shouldn't be asking, why would you, go on the highway, risk get turned into a pancake on the asphalt because you don't understand how serious this is. Well, the reality is that it's not that serious. It's never a reason to get on the highway, risk your life. Okay. I mean, like, if you're trying to go rush somebody to the hospital because they have a life-threatening injury, that's one thing. But you're not going to be standing on the freeway idly. You might be driving erratically, but not just standing there. That doesn't help anything. All that it does is just inconvenience people that are trying to go to work every day. But we'll keep on moving. Step 3, we develop support systems to keep us engaged in this work. I have no idea. These little buzzwords, this work, this space, is kind of getting on my nerves, but I'll keep on moving. Quote, "Far too often people rush into the work of social justice, make a mistake, and then turn away. Our commitment is to build support systems and practices to keep us coming back to our core humanity and then showing up in the spirit of accountability and solidarity forward." Now, that really uninspiring, non-nutritional word salad seems like somebody might mess around and hurt somebody during the so-called social justice work and then not be engaged anymore, but you got to keep on pressing forward, even though somebody might get the head scout from the front to the back, showing the fat and the white meat, but I'll keep on moving. Step 4, we journey boldly inward, exploring and acknowledging ways in which white supremacist teachings have been integrated into our minds and spirits. The language. Okay, I have a question just for a moment. Is this language what you guys are taught in college? I went to college when I was younger, obviously, for a little while, but I wasn't really in the college life. I wasn't living on campus. I was living off campus, working. I was like, had one foot in the street and one foot in college. Never anything illegal. I was just trying to make something happen beyond college and not really involved with the life. So I never really cared about the language that people used on campus. But is this what's going on right now? I'll keep on moving. Combs displayed a worksheet for people to fill out in order to examine how white supremacy has negatively impacted topics like my understanding of history, my social network, how I interact with people of color, and microaggressions I perpetrate. According to Combs, the prefix in microaggressions is in parentheses due to the fact that I am done calling them micro because they hurt. Wow. The abuse of language is really real. They obfuscate certain things within their abuse of language. They're trying to hide their true intentions by changing the meaning of words and softening the context or heightening the context or the seriousness of certain words to fit their narrative. It's kind of clever if you are an ignorant person or if you just don't see what's going on. Step 5, we confessed our mistakes and failings to ourselves and others. Quote, we know that we are going to make mistakes. And so step 5 is about coming back and sharing that and learning the lessons and sharing them with others. Okay. Step 6, we were entirely ready to deconstruct previous ways of knowing as they have been developed through the lens of white supremacy. Combs displayed a meme of Morpheus from The Matrix saying, what if I told you it's okay to change your opinion based on new information? According to Combs, step 6 is really about just acknowledging and sitting with that. So is that like the red pill, blue pill? It seems like this lady Combs has been gobbling the blue pills from academia her entire life. She might want to take a real red pill and step away from the ledge of all this SJW, liberal, white splain, whatever they want to call it, nonsense. It's just kind of way over the top, but I'll keep on moving. Step 7, we humbly explore new ways of understanding, proactively seeking out new learning and reconstructing a more inclusive sense of reality. So you want to change the reality to what you think reality should be. Okay, it's not inclusive enough. It's not X, Y, and Z enough. So I'm going to change it to fit what I want. Okay. Combs displayed a list of authors who can help with this step, including Audre Lorde, Shamanda Adichie, some, random African American, Africanized name, and Ta-Nehisi Coates. Ta-Nehisi Coates is a guy that had this book or a paper or something about reparations with no concrete anything in it. He just says, okay, we deserve it, but didn't go through anything about a study about how much it should be, who should pay it, who should get paid. It's just kind of out there. One of these liberal grifters, as the cool kids say. Step 8, we committed ourselves to ongoing study of our racial biases, conscious or unconscious, and our maladaptive patterns of white supremacist thinking. According to Combs, many members call this step the slimy step. However, Combs said that slime, people's unconscious biases, are necessary to face. She quoted James Baldwin as saying, not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it's faced. She compared this process to tracking the automatic negative thoughts of people who are struggling with depression. Okay, basically, you got to just admit that you're a racist and you have to confront your internal racism. Step 9, we develop strategies to counteract our racial biases. In this step, Combs talked about thinking about people of color positively. She said that one of her members, when she sees black people out in public, will repeat out loud to herself, hello, my brother. Hello, my sister. Hello, my sibling. So if you see me, you got to have this whole little 3-phrase greeting. I mean, maybe I want you to do that. If I don't know you or nothing like that, you can just go about your day, get your Starbucks, and get your, your little salad, your crepe or whatever, and have a nice day. I don't need you to do anything for me or to me. Just, go about your day. Enjoy your life. Don't be worried about me because I'm black. But I'll continue. This repetition, she said, is private and non disruptive to those around her. So you're saying it out loud or you're saying it kind of like under your breath. What are you really doing? Or it's just to that individual you're talking to. It's just weird. I think most of us as people, regardless of race, don't want to be treated any differently, whether positive or negative. I'm just a regular person. You don't know me, I don't know you. If you want to get to know me, you could talk to me like a regular person, but there's no reason to be weird about it. But I'll keep on moving. Step 10, we embrace the responsibility of focusing on our impact more than our intentions in interaction with people of color. Combs included a passage from Ken Hardy called Intentions, Province of the Privilege. She said that it's unacceptable that white people want to sit and clarify that we didn't mean it and someone else misunderstood while our BIPOC and you gotta spell it out. Black, indigenous, people of color, siblings are living with the impact. None of that makes any sense at all. Okay, I just don't really understand it. So basically, if you're white, doesn't mean that you're privileged, and if you're black or non-white, that means you're not privileged. I don't need you. Like I said, you're not some type of lord or a god or anything like that. And I gotta say this right quick. A lot of these people, they put themselves in a really high pedestal. Maybe you're not that high on the hog. Okay, you are a therapist out of college, and you teaching this ridiculous woke, half cocked SJW nonsense. I don't see you as anybody at all. Okay, I look at those that are out there doing good things for people and not spreading lies as good people. I don't care if they work as a janitor or if they're the president, anywhere in between. If you are a good person and you put out good energy, positive things, and you saying the truth, that's all that really matters. I don't really care about your professional status or your skin color, but I keep on moving. We engage in daily practices of self reflection, quote, forever and always for the rest of our lives. We can notice and study where our issues are and how we're going to be more courageous the next day. Combs said of this step. Step 12. We committed ourselves to sharing this message with our white brothers and sisters and siblings in order to build a supportive recovery community and to encourage personal accountability within our culture. So, number one, you're separating white people into their own little individual box, not inclusive at all. Second, you're trying to force other white people to think the same as you. So, I mean, who's a racist, who's a white supremacist, and who's not? You think that you can just be top of the totem pole and just dictate culture because you're white and you're so great. Maybe I'm missing something, but if I'm wrong, you guys let me know in the comments. But it says step 12 is about saying we have to go and get our people and work on our community transformation. She encouraged attendees to ask themselves, who are your heroes? What are your songs, traditions, rituals, rules of admonishment? Now, after the 12 steps were over, she revealed the outline of what a gathering of those looking for recovery from white conditioning meaning would look like. Okay, so basically, you gotta have, um, like an AA meeting to recover from your whiteness, to be to be a more supreme white person. What is that? But I'll move on. After housekeeping concerns like introductions and announcements, attendees will undergo a minute of silent reflection, read about a white anti-racist, then discuss the particular step they are focusing on in that meeting. Okay. Okay. That was that. That was really interesting. Okay. Here's some advice for you if you're learning that right now in your school. If you go to that particular school in Minnesota or a school like it, here's some advice. You might want to reconsider this whole college thing. I'm not telling you to drop out. Don't get it twisted. However, I'm not saying that you should not drop out. Sleep on it, wake up in the morning, think about it, make a good decision because this is racism, pure and simple racism, okay? Ain't There's no two steps, no bones about it. This is racism because if you want to quote unquote recover from whiteness, what if I said recover from blackness or Indianness or Hispanicness or Asianness? Anything that you put right there aside from white would be considered racist. So it's got to be the same if you put white right there too. Let's not be racist and omit certain groups from being able to be racist against. That's racist in itself. This is all racism. I don't care what color you are. If you are a good person, you're a good person. Period. That's it. That's all that really matters. This whole thing right here, to me, ain't nothing but a big grift, as the cool kids say. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that this was ridiculous, what you just saw? Was it racist? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Or was it right on point? Do we need more of these kinds of workshops to help white people realize their inherent racism? And when they go to these meetings, they got to figure out ways to improve the whole world because they're white and they're so superior. It's not even about everybody making their own individual contribution. It's not even about that. It's about just white people coming to the table and fixing everything for everybody. Is that what's going on? You guys know where I'm at. I pretty much outlined my viewpoints. This is absurd. It's racist. And if you want to get past racism, the way to get to that point is not to put in more racism. It's to focus on people as individuals and not as their individual races. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.